The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. It's Get Real Friday. This is what we do on a Friday. We get real. We talk about everything that we can talk about. And Friday is when we kind of lay it all on the line and just kind of do what we do, man. It is definitely a TGIF this morning. We're going to get into the markets. We're going to get into just a little bit of news. We're going to get into a little bit of news. We're going to look at some price action. We're going to go over some tokens. Going to do all that stuff this morning. Definitely a lot of news going on. A lot of stuff going on. Good morning to Junior. How are you, my brother? How are you? I hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Payday, baby. Yes, it is pay. I got to do payroll. So I got to get that done this morning. So definitely got some work ahead of me, man. But yeah, we're definitely going to get into it this morning. Going to get into some price action and the markets in general. See where we're at, see where we're going. Give people a chance to get on in here and get up and start the morning the right way. But yeah, we definitely got some news, man. You got to show up. Got to show up, man. Yeah, got to show up and show the love, man. But yeah, thanks to Junior, man. The Junior's always in the building, man. Love the Junior. He's always in the building, always supporting. You know, if you guys don't know, man, the Junior's got himself a project called The Legend over there on Solana. Go ahead and click his profile and go check his project out. It's called The Legend. Lower market cap, working its way up, and definitely doing its thing over there. Slow grind, slow cooker, but that thing keeps coming to the upside. So definitely go check him out. Go check the project out. It's a grinder, man. He's a grinder, always out here doing his thing. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We definitely gonna get into some news this morning. And man, title, they just don't want us to win, man. It just seems that slow building. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Slow build that community, get things moving in the right direction, build that floor, baby. That's the way you do it, man. But definitely got some stuff to get into today. And title is they just don't want us to win, man. And kind of review a little bit of the news. We had a tremendous inflation report the other day. Inflation's coming down. We had a great report. The jobs data has been coming in good. The inflation data has been coming in good, which has been sending the markets. The United States-China talks were going pretty well. They've come to some agreement for about 6 months, so that was going well. But then they decided that Israel decided that it wanted to drop some bombs over in Iran, which has the markets tanking, right? So right when we think we're going to win, government decides that they're going to tank the market again with a war. And unfortunately, well, I should say an attack. It's not a war. It's an attack. Israel attacked Iran. So, again, here we go, right? Right when we think we're winning, right when we think we're up, right when we think that the markets are going to turn and we're in the uptrend, they go and do something crazy, man. And they just don't want us to win. But let's go ahead. Let's have a look and see where we are, right? The Asian markets obviously tanked for a couple reasons. You have a plane crash over there in India, plus the war. Definitely didn't do the markets any favors over there. The Asian markets, the European markets, they're all in red. They're tanking right now. In the United States markets are all in red. They're tanking right now as well. But when you look at what's going on, well, what's up, right? The bonds are up, right? Well, it's good for what? It's good for people's national debt, right? Because the bond market's up. Well, when did the bond market start to go up? The bond market started to go up last night. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Sorry, I always forget that, Junior. The bond market started to go up last night. Why? Why? Because we're in war. Look at the oil prices. The oil prices absolutely went crazy yesterday. In the pre-markets, the oil prices went crazy. Why did the oil prices go crazy? Well, because Israel decided to attack Iran. Is this a coincidence? The last time that the oil prices were this high was when we had Israel attacking Gaza, the Gaza Strip over there, right? So is this a coincidence? I don't know. Maybe the fat cats want to get fatter. The bond markets go up, the oil prices go up, all that stuff goes up when these things happen. It's craziness. This whole thing is craziness, and like I said, we get great news. The market starts to take off. It happens every single time the markets take off. Something happens. The governments decide that they want to do something crazy, and this is what we got going on. And it's starting to get to the point where it's almost calibrated at this point. Call it what you want. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me whatever you want. But every time these markets take off, there seems to be some event of some sort of event that wants to bring the markets down. And I'm not. You don't have to call me a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. You just go back and look, and go back over the course of this year, and just go ahead and check it out. When markets take off, something happens, right? And here we go again. But like I said, what's not tanking right now? Oil benefits who? Benefits the fat cats, right? The bond market, they're doing pretty well. Benefits who? Benefits the national debt, right? You got gold prices, they're skyrocketing right now. Who does that benefit? Benefits the fat cats, right? So, I don't know. Call me what you want, but this stuff is calibrating, and I really believe that. And it's to not allow the little guy to win, and it is what it is. But how far can you keep us down? How far can you keep the little guy down before you actually just have to send the market? Conspiracy theorist. I'm not. You're not the only one, man. I mean, history is history, and you just go back and look at it, man. Look at every time the market takes off. Look at what's going on, right? Look at what's up, man. They're always creating some drama somewhere every time the markets are up to tank the markets. Like it happens every single time. It's getting old. I'll tell you that. It's getting old. But it is what it is. Seiko Hunt, what's up, dog? Yo, you safe out there, Seiko? Yo, you safe, man? They burning your stuff down, man. What's up, Seiko? My man, where you been, baby? Where you been? Market is up. Yeah, it's up. It's up from where? Your girl Pelosi pumping the market, baby. Yo, you and Pelosi safe out there, man? You and Pelosi safe out there, Seiko, man? Hey, man, I see you guys got the National Guard, baby, and the Marines hanging out with you over there. Y'all good, man? Y'all good? Oh, see, safe. All right, man. I was worried about you, man. I was wondering if you were safe out there, man. But yeah. So I mean, look at the Dow falls 500 points, after Iran decides that they want to have targeted strikes. I mean, after Israel has targeted strikes against Iran. I mean, come on, they're dumping the markets. They're doing this shit on purpose, man. And this isn't what's up today. Defense stocks are up today, right? Well, who won't, fat cats own them things, man. You got IBIT sitting at $60, coming down a little bit. BlackRock's Bitcoin Trust, Circle, that IPO that launched, a week or so ago, went up to 140, came down to 106 right now. So not bad. Still, if you would have got in at the IPO price, it would have been like $31. So you're still sitting up pretty good at this point right now. So not terrible, but we're moving forward. I guess is the best you can say for this market is we're absolutely moving forward. AI stocks look good. Technology stocks, I mean, they're going to come down today, obviously, but they were on fire. Inflation report came back absolutely great. Jobs reports have been coming back absolutely great. Everything was setting up for us to get that possible rate cut, send these markets where they needed to be, and then boom, here we go, right? Here we are. Here we are doing this crazy, stupid stuff that governments do. And that's what it is. It's crazy, stupid stuff that these governments do. The United States and Iran were actually in talks, and they said that they were going pretty damn well. So I don't know why it was so important to go drop bombs on them guys if talks were going well, but the hell do we know? We're just little guys on the totem pole sitting over here trying to make some money. Who the hell are we, right? But this stuff is getting stupid. It's absolutely getting stupid. It's call it what you want. It's Friday. We're gonna fud everything. I guess I don't know. People call me a fudder, but I don't know. I don't fud. I just keep it real. Coming over here to the crypto market, we got the fear and greed index sitting at 54. We sitting in neutral, baby. 54. Got the car parked in neutral. We're back in Bitcoin season. On Monday, I told you guys, watch out. We're in Bitcoin season. We were in altcoin season, but we were just in altcoin season. Any event could take us back to Bitcoin season. And boom, we had an event. Boom, we're back in Bitcoin season. Not in altcoin season. Back in Bitcoin season. Market cap sitting at $3.25 trillion. Look at that big red. Look at that big red pullback right there. And look, I don't know. I always say, do stupid stuff, win stupid prizes. And, these governments do stupid stuff, and boom, there's our stupid prizes right there. $3.25 trillion on the market cap. We got the ETFs look like they had a positive inflow yesterday of $191 million. Call it 192, close to 192 mil. So, yeah, Junior, you meant Junior. But yeah, so we had a positive inflow of 192 million yesterday. Bitcoin obviously leading the way with 79 million. In Ethereum coming in. Actually, Ethereum did better than Bitcoin yesterday at 112 million. Ethereum's really starting to kick up a little bit. You see people starting to put Ethereum into their national reserve, into their reserves. You see companies starting to buy Ethereum and put it on their balance sheet, much like they did Bitcoin. And some companies are even starting to do that with XRP and put it on their balance sheet. So you start to see these Ethereum ETFs kick up a little bit, which is absolutely phenomenal for Ethereum and for XRP as well. Fairground, good morning, my brother. Good early afternoon to you, my brother. How are you? JK Lounge, what's going on, JK? Good morning. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you. Yeah, we're just fudding the hell out of this market because, like I said, every time we get a pump in the market, these governments do something that's stupid, and you got, Israel, dropping bombs on Iran last night after we have a good inflation report, after we have good jobs numbers. It just seems like every time the market pumps, these governments decided that they want to tank the markets, and I believe that this is calculated. I don't think that this is an accident. My man Selmo, what's up, dog? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, yeah, tensions are gonna send the markets down. They're gonna. I mean, the United States got a bunch of troops over there, in that region right now, and when you look at it, like, United States are saying that they didn't have anything to do with this, which I kind of, okay, so you didn't have anything to do with it, but you had to write off on it. Israel's not going to go do that without us writing off on that. I'm good, my brother. Good, JK. Man, glad to see you in the stream, man. But definitely, I'm loving where Ethereum ETFs are right now, and even XRP. Companies are starting to put XRP on their balance sheets. Much like, so you got to understand that this is a pattern, right? So companies like MicroStrategies and everybody else, they came in and they bought up all of this Bitcoin. They put it on their balance sheet. They bought up these ETFs and also Bitcoin as well, BlackRock as well. They bought up all this Bitcoin and they put it on a balance sheet, which is holding the floor for Bitcoin, right? It's really holding the price, and they can dump, they can buy and dump when they want because they hold so much, and they basically Bitcoin now basically is an institutional investment, and you're starting to see Ethereum do the same thing. People are, they know that they're, maybe Bitcoin's a little bit too expensive for them to put a ton of it on their balance sheet. So they're coming in, they're buying Bitcoin, they're buying XRP, they're putting it on their balance sheets, which is really, really good for them two projects. And it's one of these things where that's what you want to see, right? And when XRP does get its ETFs, you'll see even more people put it on their balance sheet. You see people putting Solana on their balance sheet as well. There's a couple companies out there that, a couple of smaller companies that have put Solana on their balance sheet, and that's really, really good for these cryptos. And this is what you want. This is what you want to see. Do you think this is the last dip? JK, man, we've been trying to call the last dip for a while, man. It's hard to say whether this is the last dip or not, because every time we turn around, our governments around the world create stupid problems, kind of like what happened last night. So right when you think you're in your last dip, you know governments do stupid things and we end up with stupid prizes, right? So like, it should be the last dip, right? It should be the last dip. We should have had the last dip a while ago, but governments continue to do stupid stuff, man, and they tank the market. Even when all of the data says the market should be going, the market should be moving, and they just come in and tank the market. This is calculated move, man. Don't go to Florida. Don't go to Florida to protest ICE. You fuck around and find out. Yo, Florida don't play, man. Florida don't play, man. You go out there, you start spitting on officers and messing with Marines. Florida don't play, man. You gonna mess around and find out there in Florida. They don't play that nonsense out there. That's not Portland. That's not Oregon. They don't play that. You start throwing stuff at officers and messing around with ICE agents and all that stuff out there, you gonna find out. You gonna FAFO out there. They don't play. So Florida's probably not where you want to go start acting up. I can tell you that. You go to Florida and start acting up, you're gonna find out quick, especially in Polk County. You damn sure don't want to be out there acting up. But the market itself, man, I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised. We get over here to the market. I expected Bitcoin to come below 104. Looks like we're starting to come back up a little bit this morning. hopefully these tensions somebody comes out and tamps these tensions down a little bit today and starts to talk some reasonableness into these guys, and really starts to talk some reasonableness and make some sense out of this stuff, because this stuff doesn't make any sense. So hopefully that's what happens today. I expected Bitcoin to come closer to 100K. It's holding at that 104 mark right now, which is good. 104.9 looks like it's trying to push to 105. So we'll take that. We'll take that price given what's going on. Ethereum seems to be holding on to 2,500, $2,530 right now, which is holding up a little bit better than what a lot of people would anticipate, given the nonsense that's going on right now. So we like that. XRP took a freaking while up last night. $2.14 came down about 15 cents. That's a lot of market cap to come down. It's a lot of market cap movement. When you get dips 15, 20, 30 cents in tokens of this size, that's big market cap push down to the downside, because it takes a lot to move these tokens. It takes a lot of volume, it takes a lot of money. Market cap sitting at $126.19 billion. So you can see that over the day, that's a big market cap. That's a lot of money. In a meme coin, for it to come down 15, 20 cents, I mean, you might get a $50 buy here, a $50 buy there. But to move an XRP, a Bitcoin, and Ethereum, even to move a Bitcoin $1,000, you're talking a lot of MC that has to move, a lot of MC. So that just goes to show you how much is moving there. Yeah, I think so. I'm with you, Selmo. If we would have had this Trump in his first term, crypto probably we would probably be hovering around anywhere from a $70 trillion market cap, probably up to about maybe 100, somewhere up in there. I believe that. I believe not a $3 trillion market cap. It'd be around 70 to 100 if we would have had this cryptocurrency president in his first term. Everything was set up. Everything would have been set up for its success, and then you go into COVID, where they were just throwing money at people, and people were just investing money all over the place. You would have seen a massive push to the upside, massive. Just because everybody would have had that capital, and everybody would have just influxed it right into Bitcoin and the altcoins, and we would have seen an institutional investment would have definitely came in much sooner, and we would have been in a super cycle earlier than what we're going to go into a super cycle. I still believe that we're going to go into a super cycle. I still believe the second half of this year we're going to see that super cycle kick in, and we're going to see a massive run. But we got to get through this nonsense. Somebody's got to bring some stability here, right? Somebody's got to bring some stability to what's going on. Who's performed well? I put a post out about this on X. Is SPX 6900, and I want to take a look at it. SPX 6900 has been the best performing top 100 token, according to percent gains, right? And we talked about this at 30 cents, right? I don't like to keep on reminding you guys that, because some of you guys may or may not got in, but we've been talking about it all the way down here. But SPX 6900 has actually outperformed Bitcoin, outperformed Ethereum, outperformed everybody when it came to percent gains. And you look at this chart right here. This chart right here, like they were all new all-time highs, right? Just a couple days ago, around up in here in a $1.70 mark or somewhere up in there. Obviously, it's come down to 132, $1.32 right now. Definitely came down, but right here, this was the opportunity, right? This was that opportunity way down in here. Looks like the RSI though is starting to really point down to the downward trajectory, obviously because of the market. So we'll see how far this one drops, but this one actually has outperformed all of the rest of the altcoins in the top 100. It is the top performing token in the top 100 right now. So definitely big kudos to the SPS 6900 team. They're definitely doing their thing over there. So we got the total 3 market cap sitting here, sitting right here at 827.6 billion. What are we looking at here? Why? What are we gonna pay attention to today? It's this 0.5 level right here. It's this 0.5 level. We were on our way up here. We were pushing this 0.5 on the Fibonacci's here, which was right around 900 billion dollars, right? If we can get above this 0.5 level right here, I think this is where we take off. This is where we take off, and this is where you're going to see altcoin season go into full effect. If we can get above this 0.5 level right here, and we were pushing it, we were testing it, getting rejected off of it for days, right? Because these are daily candles, right? So we were getting rejected off of it for days and days and days. You've seen it, bang, 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 rejection, 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 and then all of a sudden, we had some issues. We came back up here. We came back up here the other day, just 2 days ago, tested it again, and then obviously, we had some issues here last night. But we were testing that 0.5, testing that 0.5. If we can get above that 0.5, you're going to see an altcoin season absolutely explode. So this is kind of what we need to be watching, what we need to be working our way up to, is this right around this $900 billion mark, somewhere up in there, right there, that 0.5 level, depending on which Fibonacci you're looking at, will depend on where you're going. Lawrence, good morning. How are you? How are you? So that's the key right there. Is, can we get back to that 0.5? Can we break above that 0.5 level and get a daily candle above there? I think if we can actually break above that 0.5 level, get a daily candle above there, and start to mint a couple daily candles above that 0.5 Fibonacci. So depending on who you look at, some people will say it's 880, 890K. I'm gonna, I call it 900K is even 900K. You know what I mean? Somewhere up in there. If we can start minting candles above there, you're gonna see an altcoin season take off. This is your altcoin season. That's when it'll happen. I'm good. Thanks. Thank you. I hope you're. I'm good, man. I'm great, brother. I'm great, man. But yeah. Morning. Good morning. Just Amon. Just Amon. Good morning. So, but yeah, I like if we can get above this 0.5 right here. Right here it is. This 0.5 right here. This is where you're gonna see your altcoin season really, really take off right here. We got to get here. This is the big rejection zone, and here, let's go. Let's get up there on this total 3, and that's what's really, really, truly going to send these altcoins into the stratosphere, right? So, but how is the morning filling in after the news, after everything that happened last night, and the markets got tanked? We're filling in not too bad. You would expect us to be filling in a little bit worse than what we are right now on the hour, but we're actually starting to rebound pretty damn well, which means people have looked at this. The market has come down, and now it's starting to rebound a little bit. And if we can get somewhat of some positive news this morning, and we can get some people coming out here talking some common sense, then I think that these markets will start to rebound a little bit. But if they do, it's a great opportunity to go ahead and make a little bit of money on this rebound. But you have to be careful, because if this thing gets any crazier and the tensions get any higher, this market can definitely go the other way on you really fast. Yeah, it is the 250th birthday. birthday. Is it? Yeah, the U.S. Army's 250th birthday. It's the United States 250th birthday next year. But yes, happy birthday to the United States Army. Happy 250th birthday. They're a year ahead of the world. And big parades planned. Everything's planned. We love our military people here. We definitely love our military people on this channel. We respect our military people. We respect our police. We respect our military. We respect all the public servants out there that are working every single day to make the United States one of the safest country, one of these trying to make the United States the safest country in the world. We respect our firefighters, our military, our police. We respect all of them guys because they are out there putting their lives on the line every single day. So yes, happy 250th birthday to the United States Army. And next year we will definitely be celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States of America. So definitely. And for people who don't know, my man Selmo is a proud veteran of this country. So much respect to him as well. So always big respect for that. So yeah, big 250th birthday. But it looks like the market itself, I mean, it's starting to react a little bit positive to what's going on. So, we got to like this. We got to like we would have expected a complete red day in crypto after the bombing last night. But, it looks like people are starting to come around and Bitcoin starting to hold up a little bit around this 104 level. I want to see us hold this 104, 104.5. And so that we can allow the stock market to open and see what's going to happen in the United States stock market, see if these ETFs start to move Bitcoin's price up or down, and the same with Ethereum's price up or down. And I'm telling you guys, watch out for Ethereum because more and more people are putting Ethereum on their balance sheets and more people are putting XRP on their balance sheets. This is going to be a big move for Ethereum. Speaking of Ethereum, we looked at that bull flag on Ethereum the other day. Told you guys it was the break to the upside was coming, and when it broke to the upside, it was going to break hard, and we were on our way. We were on our way to breaking. We were on our way to breaking this bull flag pretty damn hard right here. You see the pole right here. You see the flag. We had our breakout here for 2 straight days. Got up right around to about 28K. And then this happened. Obviously, we came back down into the flag area again. We touched that flag area, tested that. It looks like it wants to start coming up a little bit at $2,527. Looks like it wants to start coming back up again. Again, the breakout out of this pattern right here is 99% of the time straight to the upside, straight to the stratosphere, right? So you got your flag right here, your bull flag, boom, you broke it. This right here, these 2 days right here is where we should have took off, right? We should have absolutely sent Ethereum out of this pattern, but obviously last night kind of had negative impact on that. We'll see if we can rebound today. The good part about it is that Ethereum didn't drop below this support line right here, which we would call the flag. It didn't drop below that support line right there. So we're still in a position to absolutely send this thing. So if we can get some positive, if we can get a positive day today, and this is one of the reasons why I'm waiting for the ETFs to open up to see how much more money is going to get pumped into this Ethereum ETFs, to see if we can't send this thing to the moon over here, because this pattern's setting up really nice for us to send this. RSI seems to be pointing down a little bit this morning though, so really don't like this right here, but I'll take that given last night and see if we can flip that today. See if we can't flip that today. So I don't disagree with you, David, to a certain extent. I don't disagree with you. I think that there's 2 things. Them are the 2 things that are really playing against the market right now. Is what does Iran do? How do they retaliate? What do they do? And we always have a Friday afternoon pullback. We talk about that every Friday on this channel, that we always have a Friday afternoon pullback going into the weekend. And so them are two big factors playing against us right now. So my thought is, if Bitcoin can hold on to 104, move up to the 105 level, have that Friday afternoon sell off back down to the low 105s, high 104s, and we can hold that all weekend long. Maybe we can really start to come out of this thing at the Sunday night, actually, at about 7 o'clock, when the Asian markets start to open up and we can start to move back to the upside. But them are two huge factors that are playing against us. Curtis, good morning, my man. Good morning. Them are two big, huge factors that are playing against us right now, and they're not going to be easily overcome. I can tell you that. It depends. A lot of it depends on what Iran does, and how they retaliate. They're going to they have to retaliate. They have to. Like, you can't take that laying down. So they're going to have to do something. It's just a matter of what they do and how bad it is. 91.9. That's where we could go there. There's a strong possibility that Bitcoin could fall pretty hard. I'm trying to think positive about what's going on right now. But yeah, these guys, the governments always seem to crash these markets every time. Every time we have a positive move to the upside, like I said, they always do something stupid. Uh, yes, USDC is now live on the XRPL. So isn't Ondo. They're the BlackRock Finance. BlackRock Finance is definitely live over there as well. BlackRock's treasuries. Hey, Ladybug, how are you? Yeah, David, but I agree with you. We have two things fighting against us right now. We got two things fighting against us, and they're not going to be easily. They're not going to be easily overcome today. You have the weekend, and you have retaliation from Iran. What are they going to do, right? But this is a positive sign, right? When you can look at the hour right now, and you start to see some green in here amidst all the chaos. This is some positive. This is a positive sign. And like I said, I would have woke up when I went to bed last night. I woke up this morning and I thought for sure that Bitcoin would be looking like it was going to hang close to 100,000 or just below 100,000. And to wake up and see it at 104.8, I'm actually surprised. I expected a much harder pullback overnight. Saving your dry powder, probably not a bad strategy, David. We always have, like I tell everybody, always have dry powder on the side, because you never know when these governments are going to start acting up, right? And when they start acting up, this is kind of when you have to start buying. You got to start investing a little bit. But like I said, I thought that the pullback would have been a little bit harder. I mean, some of these guys got crushed, right? Let's not even try to sugarcoat that. Some of these guys got crushed, right, last night. XRP took, that's a big pullback. 50, Cardano was, a big pullback. You're looking at this thing was up around 71 cents. It's sitting at 63 cents. That's a big pullback. Hyperliquid didn't take that big of I mean, it took a pullback. It was up to like $43, sitting at 39.5 right now. So definitely, but Sui took a monster pullback, fell under $3, right? So some of these guys got hit a little bit harder than the rest. Chainlink got popped pretty good too, because this thing was at $15. Now it's at $13.23. So some of these guys got popped pretty good. Some of them didn't get popped as bad. So like I said, it's kind of like tricks. It's a mixed bag of tricks right now. So you gotta pick and choose what you're buying into. Uh, 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 uh. I think other than the Black Swan event, we're ready to go. Inflation's coming down. Inflation's coming down. Jobs numbers are coming in where they need to come in. Everything is starting to come in exactly where it needed to come in, and this is why. And this is why, me being the conspiracy theorist, like I said earlier when I first started this stream, I may be a conspiracy theorist. I may see things that people don't see. Um, I may be crazy. Call it what you want, but it just seems like every time that these markets are ready to send, and every time they start to send, um, somebody does something stupid and wants to tank the markets. But why are they doing? To me, this is calculated. Why are they doing it? Right. Well, look at what's absolutely killing it right now. It's gas. It's oil. It's gas. Gas is absolutely taking off in these pre-markets. They're absolutely killing it right now. The bond market, the bond market's doing pretty damn well right now. And people are starting to sock their money in bonds, right? Well, where was the bond market at just a couple of days ago? It was in the crapper, right? And this is where a lot of the world debt sits, right? In these bonds, right? Where's the majority of big money sitting at right now? It's sitting in oil, right? It's sitting in oil. So, what does it is it any coincidence that these ones are the ones that are freaking taking off? Look at gold. Gold that is almost as high as it was, when Israel started to attack Gaza. So it's almost at its, basically almost at that high again, right? So is that any coincidence to anybody? Like that the debt was starting to the bond market was starting to tank a little bit. Now all of a sudden, you go drop a couple bombs and the bond market takes off and oil prices take off. I don't know. Uh, that's what I'm saying right there, Scottish. 3 days of pumping, and the market was getting ready to explode. And especially with that inflation data that came out, and you've seen that inflation start to come down, and then boom, there it goes. They pull the rug out from underneath us. Go clock in, Junior. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. Ken, what's the feeling over there in the Ken or Fairground? What's the feeling over there in where you guys are at about what happened last night? How's everybody feeling over there? What's it looking like? What's everybody saying? Uh, Look at H bar. H bar is 15 cents right now. 15.4. 15.4. This thing was pushing 18, 19 cents just yesterday, a couple days ago. Look at that. Look at that. It's crazy. But what I will tell you, I'm gonna take you right back here, guys, because Scottish will appreciate this. The best performing crypto in the top 100 is not Bitcoin. It's not Ethereum. It's not Hyperliquid. It's not any of the top 5 or top 10. It's not XRP. It's none of that. It's SPX 6900. It's the biggest percent gainer in the top 100 tokens. Biggest percent gainer. Think about that. We were talking about that at 30 cents. The biggest percent gainer. So if you don't think that thing's going to bounce back, then I don't know what to tell you. SPS 6900, baby. Yeah, I tried to tell you. Hey, Scottish, we've been trying to tell him. We've been trying to tell him. Same thing. Yeah, I think so. I think it's. But when you look at it, when we look at what's going on right now, like I said, me and David were kind of talking about it a little bit. The biggest problem that we have right now is one that it's Friday, and we know what's going to happen on a Friday. Friday afternoon, we always get a pullback. into, going into the weekend, right? And we know volume's low on the weekend, right? That's just kind of a given, right? Volume's low on the weekends. But look at Bitcoin's trying to push that 105. Like I said, I would love to see us close on a Friday right around this 105 mark. 105 and a half would be absolutely phenomenal. Just given everything that happened. But watch out for Ethereum, guys. I'm telling you. You guys know I've fudded Ethereum a lot, right? Just because, and I still think that they're behind, right? I still think that they're behind. Everybody's calling for a 10K Ethereum this bull run. I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think that Ethereum is going to go on a monster run here pretty soon. When I say monster run, I mean up to 5 to 8K, somewhere up in there. And it's setting itself up, and companies are really starting to put this on their balance sheet. Ethereum and XRP. You start to hear more and more companies say we're going to put this on our balance sheet, kind of like MicroStrategies and everybody did with Bitcoin. Very few companies. Some companies are putting Solana on their balance sheet, but they're smaller companies, so they're really not ones that are going to have a huge impact on Solana's price right now. But that's not the same for Ethereum and XRP. You have more and more people starting to set up these treasuries with these two projects and really start to put them on our balance sheet. And that's just as good as staking them away. It's just as good as staking them away. And you couldn't get any better news than that, right? So let's concentrate on some of the good news right now. And that's really what's sending Ethereum at this point in time right now. So yeah, I like that. We like that. Let's get over here. Let's kind of look at, like I said, this total 3 market cap. It's really going to be all about getting above this 0.05 level, right? It's about 900 billion. We pushed this thing. We were really trying to push this 0.5 right here. This is the biggest rejection point right here. But if we can get above this, it won't be this weekend. It won't be unless we go on a massive run and we get some massive news this weekend. It won't be this weekend. But that's the one we got to watch, is that right around that $900 billion mark. If we can get above there, I think that's what's going to start the super cycle. That's what's going to start the run. Is SPX? Is SPS a token? Yeah, it's a meme. It's a meme token. I like it because it's cross chained as well. So it's on. You can buy it on multiple different chains. I actually bought mine on Base because the gas fees are cheaper. So I bought mine on Base. But yeah, the prices are pegged to each other. So you're getting it at the same price, just lower gas fees over there. But it's where I hold mine. Other people hold it on exchanges, but SPX 6900. That's been the move. That's been the biggest winner. Probably for the last month. It's been definitely the biggest winner. Get a bag of SPX 6900. Yeah. I can't agree with you more, Scottish. It said a new ATH yesterday. I think it was yesterday, day before, somewhere in there. I don't know. All my days run together. But this 0.5 level, like this total 3, guys, all right, we'll drill this right in here, so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. We keep getting rejected off of this 0.5, right? And then obviously we drop down here to this 0.03 level, but this 0.5 level right here is the biggest total 3 resistance point at the resistance level at this point. And if we can break above this, man, I'm telling you, we're going to the moon. Crypto's going to the moon. It's all about minting a day or two of a candle above that 0.5 level, which I estimated to be right around 900 billion. So will that happen this weekend? Probably not. But next week, if we can get some sensibility into what's going on in the world, and we can get some sensibility into what's going on in these markets, then yeah, we'll break through that. We'll definitely break through that. But that's the level, man. Nothing's gonna go to the moon until we get above that 0.5 level. Nothing's going crazy until that happens. You might get a token here, a token there that actually move and actually go crazy, but nothing's going parabolic until that happens. As far as the altcoins, uh, so yeah, like that, like where we're headed there. Wanted to take a look at uh, Quant as well, because Quant's doing pretty damn well, and holding up pretty damn well here. So, and people are sleeping a little bit on Quant because of the price. You know, people will shy away from it because of the price, but 107, still holding on to that $100 level, which again, I went to bed last night. I woke up this morning. I thought for sure that Quant would come underneath this $100 level just because of everything that's going on. But if you look at it just on a daily, yesterday it was up to 118. And if you look at it on the weekly high was 124. So you're looking at 124 on the weekly chart right here being the high, and now you're sitting at 107, right? That's still if you can get back up to 107 and you're playing this on leverage and you find a good entry on leverage, and you get back up to 107, that's a good gain. That would be a good gain right there. And you know, Quant's pretty safe. It's a pretty safe bet. Arrow had an amazing day yesterday. We can look at Arrow. Aerodrome. This is I call this one of my sleepers, right? I think that Aerodrome's gonna run, and it'll run pretty hard. Uh, if you look at Arrow from yesterday, it came up to like 62 cents, right? And we were talking about Aerodrome, geez, all the way back at this 50-cent level over in here, maybe even lower. Can't even remember when we first got into Arrow. I just keep buying it. But when you look at this thing, it's all-time high sitting over in here, right around $2.31. Call it $2.50, somewhere up in there. $2.50, and right now you're buying at 62 cents. That's a good gain. And this was during the bear market, right? Backed by Coinbase, right? Coinbase Ventures is one of the biggest partners in Aerodrome. So this is one of the reasons I like it. Coinbase Ventures is behind it. So you know that they're going to push it. You know that they're going to push it. So uh, I really like that. Curtis, 0.32. That's kind of where, is that where we started? I know we started somewhere talking about it, but yeah, it's but yeah, this thing right here is going to explode. And you know, when you got Coinbase Ventures behind you, and they're kind of pushing you a little bit, and you open up your Coinbase wallet, first thing you see is Aerodrome, and all that stuff. You know it's going to go somewhere, and it's just a matter of time. You buy this. This is a project that I suggest you buy, wait, and hold. All right. And you know me, I'm not a big buy, wait, and hold type of guy. To me, if you ain't moving, you ain't moving, right? But this is one of these projects where you buy, wait, and hold, right? Because you just know when you look at its all time high. I mean, there's a big gain there. There's a big gain to be had with Aerodrome, and you can actually just go ahead and stake this away in an Aerodrome pool on the website, and you can gain a hell of a good yield off of Aerodrome as well, and just start gaining free tokens. And you're not locked in for crazy amounts of time. And that's really the key. But right here, when we look at Ethereum, guys, this is key. We're still in this bull flag. Boom, boom, right there. There's your consolidation. You see us come back down and test it last night, right there. You see us come back down and test this flag last night, right? We didn't. We dropped just a little bit below it for a second, came right up above it, and we broke out. We had our breakout, and if we could have just kept that going to the upside, Ethereum would have exploded. And I think that if we can break out again, if we can break this to the upside again, over the next week or so, Ethereum's going to go on a rocket ship, and it's going to take everybody with it. It's going to take the rest of the people with it. The rest of the projects, I should say. Yeah, I think so too. I think Aerodrome's definitely going to do some numbers, Curtis. I think it's going to do some big numbers. I don't think that we, like I said, it got to 2 something in a bear market, right? So, it's definitely going to do some numbers. So, but yeah, Ethereum's going to be key. Ondo got smashed last night. Smashed. 78 cents. Started to come back up a little bit today. When I first looked at it this morning, it was right around 76 cents. Ondo got smashed. This project right here, I think, is going to do numbers. Right here. This project right here, I think, is going to do extremely, extremely big numbers. Just because it's got BlackRock behind it, got a lot of capital behind this project, a lot of capital, and they're getting ready to come out with their own blockchain. It's going to be different blockchain. You're talking public and private blockchain all in one. Trading treasuries, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This project, I think, is just going to do absolute numbers. You come over here, you look at its ATH, it was right around 216. Somebody will get me in the comments because I may be off a penny or two, but if that's what they got to do all day, then they're good. But you look at 78 cents right now. Again, never been through a bull run before, but I think this project right here is going to pop. And when it does pop, when that blockchain comes out and it pops, people are going to be wondering why they missed it. How did I miss it? What happened? And it's going to be because you didn't buy these dips right here. Pepe, same thing. Got popped last night. Still holding on to the 4 zeros though. 4 zeros 179 right now. Damn, we were on a nice run. Damn, we were coming up pretty good. We were at 4 zeros 1-2 at one point. When chart was looking good. Chart was looking healthy. Chart was looking like we were ready for a breakout. RSI definitely pointing to the downside right now, much like all of them though. Got to hold on to the 4 zeros mark though. We don't want to see another 5 0. We don't want to see 5 zeros on Pepe. We've been there already. We don't want to see that again. But if we do, then we'll just deal with what comes and buy what we got to buy and BCA into the bag, and it is what it is. But yeah, we're pushing this. Push it 105. We just flipped 105 on Bitcoin, which is good. 105, $105,055. So definitely a good sign. We're moving to the upside. Where's Ethereum at right now? $2,542. Definitely okay, starting to come back up. So I wanted to kind of I wanted to show you guys what I've been talking about, because you guys, I've been on this White Rock project for a minute. Bitcoin will rise. People always say, "Oh, I'm too late for Bitcoin. Oh, I'm too late." How are you too late for a project that every single institution is trying to get into? How are you too late? Michael, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I wanted to let's look at this White Rock project, because you guys heard me talk about White Rock and how I don't trust this project, right? And let's just kind of talk about why, right? You look at this market cap at $746 million, right? $746 million market cap. It's got a 2.1K liquidity. Think about this for a minute. Just think about that for a minute. It's got 24K holders, right? Doing a 24-hour volume on the Ethereum, with wrapped Ethereum at 5.5K, which, because a lot of it's being done on USDC. But people say, well, why does this project move? Why is this project so volatile, right? Look at these wicks on this thing, right? Big sell-offs, big sell-offs. Why is it so volatile? It's right here. It's market cap to liquidity, right? So when we come over here and we look at White Rock, on the daily, people will say, "Oh my God, this thing, it's the one of the only tokens that's up on a day, right? It's one of the only tokens that's up on a day, right?" But when you come over here and you actually look at it, and you don't have any liquidity, you're going to be extremely volatile. Which means if one of these, if a couple of these big wallets cash out on White Rock, that project's done. The project's done. It's over. Uh, you cannot stop Bitcoin. I don't think so either. I don't think you're too late on. I don't think anybody's too late on it either. It you're gonna see. You're gonna see one. You're gonna see 100.5. Yeah, yeah, Ladybug. Not a lot of people do too much research into White Rock, and they just they just they just ape into it because they see the percent gains. But when you really pull the mask back on this project and you really pull things back on it, if a couple of these big wallets dump, you're done. Project's done, right? It's done, and so this is why I've been cautious. But this is part of doing your own research too, and this is kind of like I'm showing you guys kind of what I look at when I look at these things, right? So it's ranked number 87, obviously because its market cap is sitting. This one says it's 754 mil. In 2.2 mil in 24-hour volume, right? But when you look at this thing and you really start to pull this thing back, you guys think I'm bullshitting you. 2.2 mil is all it did in 24-hour volume. Look at the market cap. But when you really start to pull the curtain back, somebody's going to be left holding the bag in this project. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be left holding the bag here. And people say, well, I've heard, I only say this because I heard people say, well, this isn't a rug. This is a great project and this and that. Like, well, pull the curtain back, right? And see what's going on, right? With liquidity. And that's why it's so volatile. That's why you see so much volatility in that chart. That's why I can have green days when everybody else is having red days, because it only takes a little bit of money to move that chart because there's no liquidity. So we talked about the whole Matt Fury concept, right? And the new book coming out, and gas and a couple other tokens really taking off. And I'm really a Matt Fury Boys Club, fan. They launched Pepe, they launched, a bunch of other projects off the Matt Fury. Brett was born off of Matt Fury. A lot of other projects were born off of that Matt Fury concept, right? And he's got a new characters coming out, and one of them is Gas Pass, and I think that's his cat. And so there's a bunch of new characters that you're going to start to see come into this meme coin realm. So I wanted to kind of take a look at this Gas Pass token on ETH. Since it's sitting at 7.8 mil right now. But again, here's the same problem that White Rock has, right? Not as bad, but it's a problem. And this is what I look at. You got $7.8 million market cap right here, but you only got 540.7K in liquidity, right? It's not a terrible ratio, but it's not a ratio that you look at and go, I feel like I'm going to be able to cash out of this project if this project ever runs to the upside really hard, right? This market cap to liquidity ratio, it's not the best, right? It's doing $1.6 million in 24-hour trading volume. And you look at it, and there's 11.4K holders in this project, right? So there's a lot of holders in there. 11K, that's a lot of holders, right? So when we're looking at these things, you got to say to yourself, okay, so if I was going to buy, I would look at this right now and say, if I was going to buy this, which I own Gas Pass, but I don't own it on Ethereum, I own it on Base. If I was looking at this, and I would say, if I was going to buy this right now, what I would do is I wouldn't, at the pump, when this thing pumped, I'd be cashing at least my initials out. because this liquidity if you allow your bag to grow too big, you're not gonna be able to cash it out. And when you do cash it out, you're gonna take such of a price impact. You might as well have just cashed out a little bit on the way up. Yeah, they like that one. I like this one, but the problem here it's the liquidity issue. There's a liquidity. They got a liquidity issue. Let's call it what it is, right? Uh, you know, but it's not as bad as White Rock. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as White Rock, but I do think that these Matt Fury narratives are gonna take off. I mean, Pepe, Brett, all them guys, they all came off of that Matt Fury narrative. To think that these new characters are not going to come off of these, are not going to pop off of Matt Fury's new characters, you would be fooling yourself. They're gonna pop. Ripple needs to just buy Uphold. Yeah, I would say. I mean, Ripple and Uphold are XRP and Uphold are basically tied together. I mean, Uphold gained a lot of its popularity because it was one of the few exchanges that didn't delist XRP. Uh, Behind the Pepe rugged, rugged hard. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of the Matt Fury tokens I mean, they're going to come out. They're going to rug, but if you're in the right ones, there you could get one that's going to run as hard as Pepe. I mean, there's going to be a Matt Fury token. There's going to be a Matt Fury character on one of these chains, and it's hard to say which one it is because there's so many different launch pads out there right now that everybody's just launching everything everywhere every second, which is absolutely killing the meme coin market. And that's a conversation for another day. It's absolutely terrible, the amount of tokens that are coming out per day. But one of these projects, one of these Matt Fury projects, or Matt Fury characters, because he's not the dev behind them, one of these Matt Fury characters on one of these chains are going to go to the billions. They're going to go to the billions. You just kind of hope you're in the right one, right? Early. You kind of hope you're in the right one early, and that's what happened with Pepe. You know what I mean? But it will happen. And some, I think that me and you talked about this before on here, like right around most of these projects that launch with his characters usually hit between 7 and 10 mil. They usually hit between 7 and 10 mil. So, they've been pretty successful. But I don't think that any of them will take the Pepe glory. But, I just think that you just got to be in the right one at the right time, and it's got to be on the right chain, and nobody can call that, right? That's like somebody saying, you saying, I'm going to give you XRP's price action in the next bull run, or bull. They can't, because we're entering the institutional side of crypto, of which nobody's ever seen before. Just look at Bitcoin, just look at Ethereum, just look at XRP, right? We're in a situation now that nobody's ever seen before. And so for somebody to say to you, I'm going to give you the price action on any of these projects that are being institutionally invested in, they're fooling themselves. They can't do it. They've never seen anything like this before, right? They've never seen institutional investors that in here at this level. So you can't go off of prior data to say, this is the top. You have no idea where the top is, because you have no idea how much institutional money is going to come in. So you don't even know where the top is. So quit telling people you can call the top. You can't call the top. Or that Bitcoin or XRP can only do this much, because you don't know. We've never been in a situation before. We've never been in a situation where ISO 2022 is about to roll out, and people are going to be forced to use it. We've never been in a situation before where you had ETF money inflow at this level, right? So people don't know where the top is. They have no idea. institutional investors will blow the top off of any projection that you have. Swag me. Institutional investors will blow the top off. You think that you think people think that they know where the top is. People think that they know what's going to happen in these markets. Oh, wag me. My bad. People think that they know what's going to happen in these markets. They have no idea. They have no idea what's going to happen on ETH or on Solana. I know there's one on Solana, but they, because what's going to happen if somebody comes in and dumps? What's going to happen if institution comes in and pumps this market cap up to 10K, right? I mean 10 trillion, right? Which I think that's where we're headed. Is right around 10 trillion, right? I think that's kind of where we're headed, right? If that happens, it's going to blow the doors off of every projection you have, right? And not every token is going to see that amount of inflow. Not every token is going to see that amount of inflow, right? So Bitcoin will, Ethereum will, XRP will, Solana will, BNB will. BNB's crushing it right now when it comes to volume. They're the biggest chain out there right now when it comes to volume. So they're gonna crush it. I mean, I don't know, but not everybody's gonna see that volume. 1.5 million, 164K in liquidity. That's not bad. It's not bad. How many holders? 1.4K holders. Still early. Not a lot of holders in there. 1.4K. Not too bad. Not a lot. Not terrible. What's the supply on this thing? Total supply. Call it a billion. People want to play around that 999 point whatever million. It's a billion. It's a billion supply. Chart looks good on a daily chart. We're in a daily chart here. Yeah, it looks good. Looks decent. Daily chart looks decent. Doesn't look that bad. Looks solid. Looks solid. I mean, it took a dip. It took a little bit of a dip, but not bad. It didn't get hit bad. It didn't get hit that bad at all. Sitting at what? 2015, 158. Not bad. The daily chart, so it's been around for a minute. Not brand new, which is good. It looks good. This looks solid. That looks solid. I love to hear that. BNB. Yeah, I mean BNB is they're killing it right now, Ladybug. They're killing it. Like when you look at the total on-chain volume, BNB is smoking everybody. Solana's coming definitely close. It's really starting to tick up with the meme coin volume, but BNB is BNB's performing better than what I think anybody would have projected. And this is the one thing about projections that people have to be careful of, right? Like when you're projecting what a blockchain can do, or you're projecting what a certain project's going to do, or you're projecting what price action on a certain project is, you have to be careful because you don't know. And they are just that. They're just projections is all they are. And 99% of the time, you're going to be wrong. And 99% of the time, most people are wrong. Nobody would have projected what BNB is doing right now. Everybody would have said Solana would be the number one volume blockchain right now. And because of Pump.Fund, because of all the launch pads, because of all that meme coin volume, that they would be the number one, but they're not. BNB's absolutely smoking them right now. And nobody's seen that one coming. Nobody would have projected that. So, that's what I'm saying when it comes to Bitcoin projections and XRP projections and Ethereum projections. I have a projection on Ethereum. I have a projection on Ethereum that Ethereum will see, no, it won't go higher than 8K. Guess what? I could be completely wrong. Ethereum could hit 20K, right? If institutional investors come in and decide that they want Ethereum at $20,000, that's where they're going to put it. You know what I mean? And, my projection could be completely wrong. And same with XRP. Like if people come in with these ETFs and they say that they want XRP to be at X amount of dollars and they influx all this institutional money into the ETFs to get it there, guess what? That's where it's going. And that's the danger of people projecting price right now, especially when projects have ETFs, because you don't know how much institutional money is going to come into that, and you can't play with institutional money. You can't play with that. No, I don't think so. I don't think the Kronos ecosystem is anything to be slept on either. I think that Crow is going to have a massive move to the upside. I by far don't think Crow is dead. Crow is one of the only exchanges right now that meets regulatory requirements in a bunch of different countries, and they're going to they linked up with Trump's foundation. They're going to start launching. They're going to start launching future contracts over there. So it's going to bring in a ton of volume. So the Chrono system is not dead. It's not dead. I'd like to see more action over there, but it's far from dead. And that one could jump up and just bite everybody. So couldn't Cardano. Cardano could literally jump up and just start surprise the hell out of everybody. Cardano and Chronos. CNC could literally just jump up and surprise the hell out of everybody, but that's why I say be careful about projections, man. Especially when you're dealing with ETFs, especially when you're dealing with institutional money. Everybody on YouTube always has a projection. They always have a thought, and that's cool. That's cool to have a thought. You know what I mean? It's cool to have a projection. But institutional money will blow your projections right out the water. Yeah, we got Wagme here. I mean, Wagme looks pretty good. Curtis, Wagme looks decent. Wagme looks strong here on Solana. It definitely looks strong. I mean, low market cap, 1.51 million. So definitely a low market cap play. You gotta, if you're gonna get in, you gotta, has a big, huge upside. Has a big upside. 10x from here, 10 million. I mean, you don't even got to get to $1 billion to get to a 10x. So definitely a nice low market cap play on Solo over there. Volume, 24-hour. I'm all about volume, man. 24-hour volume, 64.6K. That's not bad volume for a $1.5 million market cap. 69K. It's not bad. It's not bad volume. Got volume. Got volume. Yeah, I remember. Curtis. All right, guys, we get out of here for the day. Gotta go do some payroll. Go do some payroll. So you guys have a phenomenal day, phenomenal weekend. Look at these markets. Pay attention to the news, guys. News will drive markets. And pay attention to what's going on over there with Israel and Iran. Pay attention to the retaliatory nature of that. But I'll tell you right now, it looks like the insiders know something, because this market is absolutely doing pretty damn well right now. Bitcoin's back up to 105.2. So Bitcoin looks like it's starting to run a little bit. Ethereum looks like it's coming up a little bit on the hour. The market itself in general looks like it's starting to rebound from the pullback it had last night. So the insiders probably know something. They probably know that the retaliation is not going to be that bad. I mean, these guys aren't going to, just be dumping money into a market they know is going down. So, but pay attention to the news, pay attention to what's being said, pay attention to all of that stuff, because it's going to have a big impact on what goes on in this weekend. Know that we always get that Friday afternoon dump. So expect that as well. And just be safe out here, guys. I'll tell you guys right now, the best thing to do, DCA into some projects, but keep some dry powder on the side, because you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen over the weekend, and you just don't know what's going to happen, today or the weekend. The weekend's always iffy. You don't know what's going to happen. Keep that dry powder on the side, and be ready to jump into projects you want to jump into. But happy Father's Day. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the happy Father's Day. All the fathers out there, Selmo, Ken, everybody, all the fathers out there that are in there. Happy Father's Day to all you guys. I hope you guys have a phenomenal Sunday. I hope you guys, do what you need to do with your families. Have a great family day, right? Father's Day is one of the most under celebrated holidays, I will say. Mother's Day gets blown up. Father's Day, not so much. So, blow up your own Father's Day, guys. Go enjoy your family. Go enjoy your kids. Go enjoy your wife or your significant other, or whatever your choice is. But mainly, go enjoy your kids, and have a great Father's Day. And happy 250th birthday to the United States Army. And hey, it's a good day. It's a good day to have a good day. And don't be looking at the charts all day long either. They're going to do what they're going to do, and your little bit of money ain't going to change it. So you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. We're up out of here. We'll get some payroll. Be back at you guys on Monday. Base Queen, hi, how are you? We out. Bye.